Big Mike here with
Hayes Entertainment.
Today we got UFC legend Mark Hunt. Also has got a big boxing match coming up against Paul Gallen at the end of the month.
We also got a co-host this time coming all the way from England.
If you're looking for a mug, perhaps a hoodie, head on over to IOnlyTouchGreatness.com.
Okay. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Mark Hunt, and You Only Touch Greatness podcast. Check me out.
This is the hottest place for big name interviews in Vancouver with Ryan Hayes and Big Mike.
How you doing?
Good, yourself?
Yeah, good, man.
Thank you very much for taking the time for us today. My name is Mike, my co-host Ryan, and we have another co-host from England right now, Michael Owens.
How you doing, guys? Thanks for the time.
All right. How you holding up today?
Pretty good.
All right.
Michael, if you want to start, go ahead.
Okay. First of all, Mark, nice to meet you. Just before we get started, I had a little bit of look at your record. Your first pro fight was before I was born, which is a bit crazy, but we'll get started. So, first fight back in over 2 years. You've decided to go into boxing. Is there a reason behind that?
It's actually been 3 years almost, and boxing is because the offer was right. It was, I'm a prize fighter, and we sat down at the table and made a good deal at the end of the day. And I was happily chilling out, talking to a few different companies about fighting, working on different businesses and things like that. But we made a deal with this boxing match, and it made sense. And I'd lost the fighting spirit and fire for fighting because of the UFC took it away from me, because of all the cheaters they promoted and stuff. So I was a bit sour with that, and fighting became a bit monotonous, and it was like pushing a fucking wheelbarrow full of shit up a mountain. I'll put it that way, and I wasn't getting anywhere with those guys, So it took out the fire I had for fighting, and it took 3 years to get it back. And now I just want to finish my career happy. So I accepted the deal, and here we are, a couple of weeks away from competing, and I'm looking forward. I'm so excited about it.
Hey, Mark, I know all of us on here as well. We're super excited for it and pumped up for that fight. I honestly can't wait to see you step in the ring with Paul and hopefully knock him out on the 16th in Sydney. I mean, he's been doing nothing but talking shit, calling you old, fat, washed up. Yeah,
they do that. It happens. Part of this is part and parcel of the sport. And, you say a lot of crazy shit like, I want to kill him and this and that. But at the end of the day, talk is cheap. I mean, you do get hurt these days. If you talk too much shit, you get shot these days. But I'm a shooter's ass on December the 16th. So,
Absolutely. I think he's a little scared too. I know I saw your text you had sent him asking if he's on steroids. It was a good question, I feel.
Of course, I mean, it's all about integrity and this and that. I always wanted an even playing field and a fair playing field, and it's nothing new to me. I just, I'm pretty upfront and honest, and I tell it how it is. I mean, if you don't like it, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and
that's what we like about you.
Yeah, and after years of fighting in the UFC, they were stacking up the card against you, of course, right?
And all the cheaters.
And all the cheaters.
That's been pretty much my life. It's been a battle against the situation, the circumstances, and fucking grubby thieving companies. So, that's just part of life these days. You got to go. You can't just sit down and complain about it. You got to do something about it. Otherwise, fucking shut up.
Okay,
exactly.
What's the best part about competing?
There's nothing like it in the world. I mean, as a fighter, I love competing because it's better than any drugs. I feel it's there's so much of an emotional roller coaster ride. But whether you win or lose, so long as you give your best foot forward and your best efforts, then you can't really complain. There's it's euphoric as you walk out to fights and and compete because, and all that matters is if you put your best in there. I love this. I love that shit. It's just, I'm glad we're doing it this time. I'm glad if it was in the olden days, I'd probably be a gladiator that dies part of it, so that's what the good difference about it these days. I'm all in with this sort of stuff. You can't be a part-time fighter like Paul Gallen says. He says, he's taking it too far out of context. Dude, I'm willing to die in there. I don't know about you, your ass. So that's why you're a part-time fighter.
Yeah, rugby player wanting to be fighter. Exactly.
I mean, when he's tasting his own fucking blood on December the 16th, I mean, he can't run out of there and pass it to his fucking 12 other teammates. He can't run back to the footy field. This is just one person, you and me. And I'm looking to hurt his ass real good. So, that's what it is at the end of the day. I ain't, if I'm going to lose, put me out of my shield. I'm fine with that. I'm happy with that. As long as I go in there firing hard. So,
I can't wait. Michael, you got something?
Mark, one question I wanted to ask. Looking at the odds earlier, Paul Gallen's about a 3-1 underdog.
Yeah.
Now, given your history and your pedigree in combat sport, do you think that's a little bit unfair? Do you think it should be a fairer odds?
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, his only saving grace is his fitness, but when I knock his teeth in, his fitness is gone. I see it like people are going to give the odds and everything. Like, they do think, like, hey, Mark is old, fat, and slow, and this and that and whatever. But, that's not how I see it. People see differently from how I see it. So it is what it is.
I was gonna say, Mark, you look pretty fit and ripped right now.
Not really. I've been working hard. I've been training hard. Like I said, I've been training hard. I'm just looking forward to competing. It's been 3 years since I've competed or worked. I was upset on my circumstances, and just keep getting these guys that just, keep getting pushed in the back burner with these cheaters and stuff. And it felt like at the end of the day, I wasn't competing against any other opponent to be the best in the world. I was competing against a company that just kept putting money before people's lives. I mean, I understand it's the hurt business in the fight game, but these guys have zero morals. I mean, shucks.
Okay, if you could fight one person, who would it be?
Dana White. I'll knock his bald ass out.
I would pay to see that. Actually, I would love to see that.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen, but I'll tell it to I'd like to get in the ring with him. Let's see how he feels about making more than every single fight on the roster ever.
Hey, Mike, shoot him with the question.
One question I did want to ask, Mark. We know that the fight is the co-main event to the Tim Tszyu fight, and we know there's going to be a crowd attendance. How do you feel about bringing the first real big sporting event with a large crowd attendance back after all this year we've had?
I think it's 16 years since we had a big event in Sydney, and Australia is the best country in the fucking world, to be honest. And I think it's great that the government's opened up the doors so we can have a massive, big event to bring this, try to get things back to normality. I think it's going to be a great night. I think we're going to push Australian boxing out to the world. Help lift Tim Tszyu and to the world. I think it's a great thing. I mean, I don't have any issues. I think it's great.
Did you watch the Tyson and Jones fight?
Sorry?
Did you watch the Tyson and Jones fight?
No, I didn't get a chance. I mean, look, man, I don't really watch any sort of combat after being with the UFC, to be honest. I did watch a couple of shorts on Facebook and that, and Mike has still got it. He's still I'm still one of his biggest fans. He's one of the greatest fighters ever to me. And he's still got it. He'll still beat up anyone.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's a scary motherfucker.
Hey, do you have a favorite movie about fighting or like fight movie?
I love watching the Smashing Machine with Mark Kerr. That's one of my movies I like watching. Apart from that, I don't
Okay.
I think anyone else. Yeah.
I know how much the UFC screwed you around and shit, but one of my favorite fights of all time for you was when you knocked out Roy Nelson.
Roy Nelson's a good dude, I mean, he's it is what it is. Even to get to that fight, we had a shit hill of battle, arguing with contracts with these guys. We made a deal, and they sent through a contract that was reneged. I called them out on it. We started arguing over social media, And that's how grubby these guys are. You know, they think that I'm going to sit back and let them fuck me up the ass without lube. Hell no, I won't let you. Even with a lube, you ain't going to do that to me.
Yeah.
Mike?
So Mark, one of the things that amongst a decorated career you've been synonymous with is the walk-off KO. Now, your first one in the UFC was UFC 127 against Chris Tuchscherer. Was the one before that, and was that just something that happened in the moment? Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, you know, I'm originally from a kickboxing background, you know,
Yeah.
and when you drop someone, you know, you leave them. I mean, when you hit someone, you've got them. I mean, I don't jump onto anyone unless I know I've got them properly. So, I mean, that's probably pretty much just coming from a kickboxing background, I'd say.
So just instinctive.
To be honest.
You just
To be honest, yeah. When you know, you know. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, I know I heard actually one of your first kickboxing fights you won, and you got a 6-pack of beer for the win. Is that true?
That was my first fight ever in the ring. That was a Muay Thai fight in Auckland.
Okay.
I mean, that's how I started fighting. Before I got arrested outside that nightclub, the bouncer became my first trainer, and he's like, oh, you know, I was 18 or 16 or something. He's like, you know, would you like to have a Muay Thai fight? I mean, after he saved me from being arrested by the cops, I said, yeah, man. I thought I owed him a favor, and 4 days later, I was punching in the same nightclub.
Well, you definitely made the right decision, that's for sure. I heard there was like a huge brawl or something at the nightclub, and you were just knocking guys out right, left, and center.
Well, I mean, it wasn't actually their fault, but it was actually me and my mate's fault how that started. But you know, there's a book out called Born to Fight. If you want to read all about it, there's my life story in there in bits and pieces. You know, it's not all in there, but you know, otherwise I wouldn't be sitting here with you.
Yeah.
Of course,
But,
I'd love to see it. I'd love to read it.
I've spoke the best I can about it, and it is what it is.
What drives you to get up in the morning and go compete?
Well, I love fighting because I love my family and I love my kids. What fighting gives to me is opportunities for my children. You know, I don't know why other people. I mean, Paul Gallen says, you know, I'm only doing this for the money. Well, of course, I'm a fucking prize fighter. I don't get punched in the face for fucking nothing. You dumbass. What does he talking about? He does that for free? Fuck, I'll give him a hiding for free. You know, it's very, no, actually, no, I won't. But you know, it's just, I don't know where he gets that idea from. I mean, that's why he's a part-time fighter, man. To be honest, there's no way anyone in the world would do this for nothing.
Why would you? What's your?
How you gonna fucking live? How you gonna pay the hospital bills for your broken face and your fucking soul? I mean, it's just ridiculous how he says that. It's just dumb.
Exactly. What entering ring music are we going to hear on the weekend?
Well, I was gonna I have a young artist group called Hooligan Hefs here with us. I was trying to walk with them up, but they're a bit of hot shit at the moment with the issues. So I spoke to the HP boys. I love my son also is a big fan of these guys. So I love the young Australian artist out here. And you know, but they've got a gig also in NZ at the same time in quarantine. We're just trying to work out. So trying to talk to get the HP boys out to walk me out because I couldn't get Hefs to walk me out.
Okay, that'd be sweet.
What's your personal highlight in your career so far?
The personal highlight right now is the different fight I'm having right now with the UFC in the courts. It's a fight that I mean, it's not my fight only personally. It's a fight. So the boys and girls this side of the world, all globally, don't have to worry about guys that are taking shortcuts. You know, unfair pay. You know, 16% of the revenue. When you're a UFC fighter or a fighter of this caliber at the top end, you shouldn't be complaining about getting more money like John Jones and the rest of these fighters. You know, it should be like, you know, like in boxing when you make it. You fucking make it. In UFC, when you make it, you don't make it. You still got to score more money. I mean, shucks. Why shouldn't the fighters get the elite kind of money? Why shouldn't they get Anthony Joshua money, Tyson Fury money? Like I said, in boxing, when you make it, you make it. When
Absolutely.
UFC, you make it, you're fucking saying, oh, can I have some more money? Now fuck that. Pay me, motherfucker. Pay me.
Fuck yeah,
Mark, would you
fuck
like to see
pay
a
me.
union?
Hey, Mark, I got a question too. I don't know if this is a new thing since you've been in the UFC or not, but supposedly now Dana White's asking for one piece of memorabilia after every fight of the fighter. So they got to give them their gloves or their sports bra, the girls were saying, or their shorts or whatever it is. Did you have to do that as well?
Yeah, I mean, they own you. The UFC owns your image. They own you. So, I mean, yeah, I got to the point where, just said, I didn't want to do shit for them. You ain't getting shit. Fuck yes. And tell the boss to go fuck himself too, the bitch ass.
What's one word that describes that guy?
Look, man, he's a businessman. I don't hate the guy. He's just a businessman. I just don't like what he's doing to the fighters now and what he's done to a lot of the fighters for 20 years.
What was your
And it's
favorite
not just him, it's the whole lot of them.
what was your favorite venue you ever fought in?
There's been many, man. There's been many. I think when I won the world title in K1 in 2001 in Tokyo Dome, I became a professional fighter. I got my first work contract as a professional fighter. 80,000 people, and I just think that day fighting in front of that dome, changed my life, especially because I got my first work contract. I got offered, and I was 27 years old, I think. Oh yeah.
Wow. Mike, you got anything?
Mark, just going on this thing you've talked about the UFC, would you like to see a union introduced to one at some point?
Well, we have an association at the moment, but these guys are part of the lawsuit trying to bring in the Ali Act. Of course, we need a union. Of course, the fighters are band together. The problem is the fighters think they don't have any power. The fighters have all the power. The fans have all the power. These guys have all the power. They just don't realize it. Without the fighters or the fans, there's no company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, what's been your go-to quarantine snack?
Well, I'm a fat ass, man. I eat everything, but I've been pretty good with my training and my nutrition, and I've been looking forward to working in a couple of weeks, but I like everything. I like Polynesian food. I am Samoan, but I like everything. I eat everything.
Okay, so when you beat Paul, how are you going to celebrate?
Depends, man. I'd probably just kick back with my kids, and I don't really sit back and reflect that much. I only reflect back when I'm by myself, to be honest. I know I'll have a lot of people around. I'm just hanging out and chilling out, so probably a well and a beer would be good.
Yeah, I was going to say you must be craving that cold beer after a big event like that.
That'd be great. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. Actually 5 years in the making. These guys called me out 5 years ago, so while I was with the UFC, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and putting a nail in this coffin.
I got a question here. If you were an animal, what would you be?
I love hyenas, to be honest. Yeah. Hey, the garage door is open, son. Oh, okay, yeah. Probably I don't know, maybe a hyena or something. I love hyenas. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
That's a good one. That's a good one. What's your favorite piece of memorabilia you got so far in your career? Like, what's something that's priceless to you?
Hey, man, look at the garage. Is my wife's. Look, say is my son. Caleb, say hi. I don't really have as you can see, my garage is metal-wise, not mine. Jules' garage is messy. I don't have shit in there, and I don't even have any memorabilia, to be honest. I don't keep any shit. Everything I get goes anyway, so I don't even have a trophy room or anything, to be honest. Okay. I know I've got my first my K1 bout that's hanging above Caleb's bed, but I'm not really one to keep memorabilia, to be honest.
Okay, Mike.
Mark, do you have a favorite win?
It's coming. It's coming.
It's coming.
And I hope I hope we win, and I hope there's some fucking justice in this world, because I mean, if it doesn't come to this thing, oh shit. If it doesn't come to this lawsuit, I mean, there'll be so much more years of these fighters getting screwed over, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I hope the win's coming soon, to be honest. Not just for me, but for all these boys and girls that want to be prize fighters in MMA or boxing. I mean, well, boxing's really sorted, but MMA.
What do you do to calm the butterflies before you compete?
It's part and parcel of fighting. I mean, of course people get scared. You just got to use that fire, man. Use that to channel it. I mean, you could lose before you even go in that ring, octagon or whatever. To be honest, where's Caleb? Caleb!
Do you have
Yeah, so,
do you have any rituals before the fight?
well, of course I pray, for both of us to be okay, after the match, and, pretty much it. Just, I say to myself, put my best foot forward in this fight and everything in there, and that's it. No regrets after that, and that's it.
Mike, you got another one?
Mark, at 46, at post the Paul Gallen fight, how many fights do you think you have left, and is there an exit plan you've got planned?
Dude, I can fight forever, but I just know I can't. I mean, it's not possibly. I mean, at the end of the day, I want to finish happy. That's what I was doing here. How I was doing, finish my career happy, make some money. Caleb, take your coffee. Finish my career happy, and not sour with fighting. I mean, fighting's given me so much, and it's also taken so much. I've sacrificed a lot of my life. I've lost a marriage in this. I've fucking lost time with my kids. A lot of shit. Fighting's taken from my life, but and it's Jules. It's given me so much. Also, so many good memories, so many sad memories, so many bitter memories.
What image gets you ready to compete?
What? Sorry.
Say what image. The question is, what image gets you ready to compete?
Image.
Yeah, you see yourself going out there and winning this fight. Obviously, you should, right?
Oh, I see myself walking out there and feeling the adrenaline, the euphoric feeling of fighting, walking out there to do battle combat, and win or lose, however it goes, so long as I put my best foot forward and fight, and if I, how good I am, then that's how it is. I accept win or defeat.
You always put your everything into every fight you ever had. We watched every one, and you always give it your all. Hey, Mark, I just want to thank you very much for taking the time for us today and coming on and chatting with us. We're big fans of you, and we've been big fans since you were obviously growing through the fighting stages, and we can't wait to watch this new fight of yours.
Thanks very much. I appreciate that, man. I hope we get the message out, and I hope we get some justice with this with these lawsuits, man. I hope we can change the landscape of MMA.